welcome back to 843 TV. We are here at the Friends of Caroline, which is in Port Royal, and it's a beautiful spot. It's so nice. We're in this lovely garden this morning, and we're learning all about what you all do to help those who are in need of hospice care. And there are some things that set you all apart from the others. And Linnell, tell us a little bit about those things.
Yes, kind of borrowing on the team aspect that we were talking about. We have some other services that we offer in addition to our hospice care. We have a bereavement program. Our chaplain who's on staff, he holds bereavement groups with people who've lost a child or a spouse or a significant other or any family member close to them. Anybody in the community can come to these, whether they were on our service or not. And we also have a relationship with the Beaufort County School District, and we go into schools and do group sessions with children. A lot of times this is their first experience with a loss, and it's very important that we help work with them through their feelings. And our chaplain works with trained facilitators who are volunteers. They go into the schools during school hours so the parents don't have to worry about taking them out of school. And we do 6-week sessions with them.
Oh, that's great. That's a great resource.
We also do a one-day camp, Camp Caroline, with those children. We did it in the summer this year, and it's just a day where we can do little sessions with them, but also throw in some things like a eco tour and a boat ride and things like that.
Oh, wonderful.
Keep their mind off their problems.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
exactly.
And what a wonderful place to do that here in the Low Country, to get out in nature and get their mind off of things.
Yes.
Our social worker works with the families. She might help if there's a concern about what's going to happen with a family member after a patient passes. She will do some research and help if it's housing somebody needs or financial aid or something. She goes and she does the research and works with the family and keeps in touch with them after to make sure there's anything else that we need.
It's wonderful follow-up, because a lot of times you think you're not just concerned about the patient, and when they unfortunately pass on, that's it. You follow up with the family because there's so much that family is going to need supported.
Exactly.
And to get through that time. So wonderful things.
And all of this, of course, like we said, is of no charge. This is where our fundraisers and our donors come in and help. And we also have a palliative care program, and that's different than hospice. Palliative care is actually going to be a term that you'll hear more and more in the future, and Dr. Kruger can kind of explain the difference between palliative care and hospice care.
I think you're bringing up a good point as to where the direction of medicine almost everywhere in the United States is going to be going. But palliative care is really designed for patients who have approximately 2 years or so to live with a very severe chronic illness that has maxed out with any form of acute invasive medical care. And it allows the patient to stay home and have the team come visit them perhaps once a month to see how they're progressing, to see what their needs might be. It saves them from having to go to the emergency room or to the doctor's office several times a month. It also keeps the caregivers who may be still trying to work, letting them stay at work. It also keeps someone on a wheelchair or in a wheelchair or on a stretcher from having to be carried into a medical facility around other sick people to get maybe a blood pressure adjustment or a change in their medication. And that can be readily done in the home on an outpatient basis with a team approach to working with that patient. And it also cuts down the number of readmissions to the hospital. And that's a very valuable part that we are able to offer here through Friends of Caroline. That basically flows into hospice care. And hospice care is more for the active decline of a patient, roughly 6 months expectant of survival. But there are still things that can be done in that period of time, particularly controlling pain. And it is amazing the number of people, whether it be Beaufort or around the nation, who have loved ones dying in pain and are unable to get the pain controlled. And an educational plug that I want to add to that is that a patient who is chronically declining, or another way to put it, dying in the active dying process, is having pain. It's escalating pain. it's crescendoing pain. And not to have it controlled really takes away their ability to focus and love on their family members around them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like having a broken leg and having acute pain and it resides. It keeps going up. And this was why having a hospice team approach to support the pain, the anxiety that goes along with passing makes us unique.
Sure, absolutely.
And a lot of times they start to feel better once we come in because they're getting the proper care, they're getting their medication adjusted, and just that relief to know that they have someone on their side to help out.
Sure. Now, we were talking before we started, and you told me you've been here 20 years.
Yes, I have.
That's wonderful. So there's obviously, you've seen a lot of history, you've been through a lot of things. Share us a few highlights for you. What keeps you here so long?
Well, I started off as a certified nursing assistant, and that's just my passion. I love caring for the ill. I'm just a natural born caregiver. But again, I'm getting older, so it's a physical thing. So I decided I needed to do something a little different. So I was a little worried coming in as the office manager that I wouldn't have that clinical side, but actually I'm still able to help. Most of the time I'm answering the phones, so I will hear that urgency in their voice that they need help, and I'm there to help guide them. So I'm still able to give some type of clinical care. So it's been awesome working with such a fabulous team.
Well, there's so much to learn, and this has been very educational, which is a big part of what's needed. So you all stay right here. We're going to be talking about some events they've got coming up here on 843 TV.